Hello everyone, sorry for video voice and English quality. My name is Svat and in this video I'll tell you in more details about my idea of Kickscooter to scooter/bike conversion kit, which is basically a seat for two people with ability to carry luggage. I have 9bot Max G30P, more about my Kickscooter for long trips you can find in previous video. So let's start. Video will have few parts, you can navigate it using timestamps in description. First, why? Let's firstly answer a root question. Why you need a seat for Kickscooter? Like it's Kickscooter, it's developed for stand riding. Well, in ideal world, where you have money for all kinds of transport in your garage, and you use each one for only its specific goal. Plane for traveling, car for long trips, bike or scooter for commuting, Kickscooters only for last few miles to your office or whatever. But in real world, you probably don't have all this. You buy a most close thing and then adapt it for your needs. Kickscooters are way more affordable than other type of transport. Maintenance and charging are cheap. More and more Kickscooters are bought each year around the world. Reality is that most of people use Kickscooters for way more wide range of tasks than they were designed for. Not just commuting, but go to a relatively far destination, ride together with someone, carry something with you. Of course, if you don't have any transport, you have enough money and you need a scooter/bike, you just buy a bike. But if you already have a Kickscooter, you can just invest small amount of money into it. Or you need bike, but you live in tiny apartment on 11th floor in big city. You don't have a garage to keep electric scooter/bike, but you do have elevator and place in your living room for Kickscooter. Also, having unmountable Kickscooter seat will give you a benefit that you will not have with electric scooter/bike. In this case, you have Kickscooter and scooter in the same time, and you can convert both ways in terms of minutes, whenever you need. What in my life I need a seat for? So I love to travel far, and to do it on my Kickscooter with my wife I definitely need more comfortable solution. I definitely need a seat. Okay, I think I answered this question in general. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Do you face such challenges in your life? And we are moving forward. Second point, my plan and goal. Currently I develop a seat for G30P and my nearest goal is to be sure the seat fits all 9bot Max modules, which includes shorter LP models with rear kickstand as well. If it goes well, I want to adapt it for Xiaomi scooters and then for other popular Kickscooters, especially powerful and fast ones, where seat is literally required to safely ride. The goal is to create scooter conversion kit that even a kid can apply to his Kickscooter in terms of 5 minutes, and easily turn it back to Kickscooter whenever needed. No welding or drilling. Installation put no damage to Kickscooter itself. If you want, it turns back to Kickscooter in terms of minutes, and because Kickscooter will not be affected, you still can sell it when you don't need it anymore. Requirements for the seat. So my requirements for the seat was like this. Seat for two people, place for some luggage, convenience, be able to easily handle 200 kilos, including overloads during jumps or bad road. It's actually so strong that in case of extra load, some scooter part is more probably to break than seat itself. Ability to install unmountable upgrades, which is not yet here on first prototype, but in future you could install. Seat back, bike trailer mount, handle to easily lift the back of your scooter, handle to imitate bike rack to mount bike side bags like this one, additional light reflectors, any other stuff you can imagine you need. Prototype assembling. Let's take a closer look at the current prototype. I am not a professional structural steel engineer, so my neighbor Andrew agreed to help me. He's a professional aircraft engineer by education. His company creates furniture for pubs, restaurants, etc. He did 3D modeling in SolidWorks and actual assembling of the seat prototype. Big thanks to him. So one of the most important things for me was to find proper seat itself, like this soft part where you actually sit. Initially I didn't want to go with moto seats because in my opinion they looked too wide as for small Kickscooter. So I found a Ukrainian company Elik. They produce and sell electric bikes, and seats they sell looked like a good match. So I choose this for the first prototype. It looks beautiful and it's pretty comfortable, but not actually comfortable enough for passenger for long rides. I think it is because it's not wide enough for human ass. So finally I understood that I should experiment with moto seats as well. But current Elik seat is completely enough for city driving and only option I see if the goal is minimalistic design. Current prototype is assembled from 3mm steel plates, 2 steel tubes, another plate and seat itself. Minuses of first prototype. Minuses of current prototype. It's not painted yet. Too much steel in the bottom which creates like heavier look. I want it to be more light air looking. Seat is not comfortable enough for few hour trips, as mentioned before. There are not yet mountable upgrades on this prototype. Also it's heavy. It weighs about 9 kilos. I expect for production model to have 7 kilos, weight or less. Also our experience showed that it will be good to have some leg stand for passenger and also seat back. Prototype review. Review after a few hundred kilometers driven by me, by wife and together. By the way, I changed firmware to start engine just from 2 km per hour instead of 5, so it's easier to get moving from sitting position. First impression when you take a seat and drive, it's something strange and cool at the same time. Your legs and back don't hurt anymore, like during stand ride. You start understanding that you are ready to drive far, because it's no more so tiring. After a few minutes of driving, I understood that it worth all efforts and also I want other people to experience it. We drove relatively long 50-kilometer trips together, both highway and off-road, also accomplished some daily tasks using it. My wife and me used it for driving almost every day. We now just lock scooter using U-lock, just like a bike when we need to go somewhere. Even though it's just not painted piece of steel, it already looks like designed part of this scooter. If you would not know that it's actually a 9-bot max, it looks like cute mini scooter. So my next steps are improve prototype, test it on myself and get something production ready in few weeks. Let me know in the comments what do you think. Would you like to have such seat for your Kickscooter? Also let me know what Kickscooter do you own. I'll open seat pre-orders as soon as I get prototype that finally satisfy me. So subscribe to not miss any updates. Press like if you liked it or dislike if you don't. Thank you for attention, have a nice day.